And welcome in tonight at 10. First at 10, a former Montgomery County Public Schools teacher's behind bars after police say she assaulted staff members.
Now, this incident briefly put the school on lockdown before the suspect was arrested. Fox 5's Shamari Stone has this story from Silver Spring.
Tonight, I'm at Glen Haven Elementary School in Silver Spring, and some parents and students demand to know how a former teacher was able to get inside this school in the first place during school hours. You come right here to the front door, and the window, you see it reads, "School is secured." But that wasn't the case today. Tonight, we've learned Glen Haven Elementary School is placed on lockdown from around 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 this afternoon. The trouble starts when police say 27-year-old Nadine Dogbo, a former teacher at the school, walks inside, allegedly assaults some school staff, and then leaves. Police show up minutes later and find her outside the school. Officers tell us she takes off, running. They catch and arrest her, and the lockdown is eventually lifted. Tonight, parents and students are shocked.
I got scared, and our classmates started crying and getting nervous.
And what did you hear happen?
So they were saying that supposedly a teacher came in and started fighting.
So what's your reaction as a mom that this happened in your son's school and you actually know this former teacher?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's very uncomfortable. It is. It's uncomfortable because it's like, God forbid, I'm glad that nothing worse happened, but it's like you don't know why she did that. It could have been worse. And if she left on bad terms, why was she let into the school to begin with?
The principal sending a letter home to parents saying in part, quote, "I want to reassure our community that the safety of our students is our top priority. I will be working with our MCPS security team to investigate the incident and review all safety and security protocols with staff." And tonight, the principal also says that counselors will be here to assist students and staff who need help dealing with what happened out here. As for a motive in this case, well, it's still under investigation. Meanwhile, Nadine Dogbo is facing several charges, including second-degree assault, trespassing, and resisting arrest. Now, we drove to her house in Gaithersburg trying to get a comment from someone who knows her, and they were unavailable to comment. Again tonight, she is in jail. I'm Shamari Stone here in Silver Spring. Back to you.
79 degrees right now as we head outside, take a live look here at a beautiful Capitol wheel at National Harbor. Following another nice June day, it looks like the heat and humidity about to turn up again.
Lots going on at National Harbor. The annual Investigative Reporters and Editors Conference going on right now. So to anybody watching us in town for IRE, welcome in. Let's bring in Mike Thomas, who's here with the first check of the forecast during the 10 o'clock hour.
All right, and welcome in on a day that felt like a summertime after a couple days of spring here in D.C., and we made it back to 90 degrees this afternoon here in Washington, D.C. Dulles, 87, BWI Thurgood Marshall, 85 degrees, average high this time of year, about 86, so not bad at all. We take a look outside. That is National Harbor, looking good tonight. Wheel all aglow. Temperatures across the area sitting at 79, Reagan National, Dulles 77, BWI Thurgood Marshall 75 degrees. Getting a few clouds passing on by, but nothing too crazy out there at the moment. Now, you do go way to the west. You see a little bit of rainfall activity, kind of the northern portions of West Virginia. Some of that may approach the western portions of the mountains here this evening, and it's the leading edge of a cold front that's got some pretty powerful thunderstorms, including several tornado-warned storms here tonight across parts of Illinois and Indiana. This system heading in our direction for really the front half of the day tomorrow, and it may bring with it a few thunderstorms. They look sort of hit and miss here in the D.C. region, but those that do happen to fire may be on the strong side, so we'll be watching it. A lot more cloud cover out there in the morning. Temperature about 71 degrees. It'll be more humid during the overnight hours tonight. Then back to the 90s we'll go with that heat and humidity. A couple of storms could fire along that cold front. As mentioned before, a couple of those could be on the strong side. We are under the slight risk, level 2 of 5 risk for severe weather tomorrow. Most concerned about some damaging winds being present in a few of the storms that pop up. There is a minor tornado threat, but it does look rather low. Bigger concern for those damaging winds. We head into the weekend. Thankfully, things calm down a bit. We'll talk more about that outlook coming up in just a few minutes. Guys?
The CEO of the Silver Spring CPR training business arrested for allegedly raping a woman, and there could be more victims out there. Montgomery County Police say that 50-year-old Melise Samaj sexually assaulted the victim at a Fanote Training Academy on May 5th. Now, he eventually turned himself in this past Sunday. He's now being held without bond. Samaj is facing several charges, including second-degree rape and assault.
New tonight, a football player at the University of Maryland is under arrest, facing charges of harassment. Dante Joyner was arrested last week in Harford County, Maryland. He's facing charges of misusing a telephone and electronic communication harassment. Maryland Athletics tell Fox 5 they're aware of the arrest but have no other comment tonight. The D-back started every game for the Terps last season. 20 people arrested as part of a drug ring dealing cocaine less than 1,000 feet from Henley Elementary School in Southeast D.C. This morning, the FBI, working with D.C. police and law enforcement partners, took down people they believe were dealing crack in Washington Highlands.
Right here, we have circled the actual sale of cocaine. That sale is being made to this woman with the gray hair. We've got this dead to right. Within a few feet is a 5-year-old child. This woman, after she buys the cocaine, takes this child by the hand and walks away.
Now, Pirro told reporters today there is no child endangerment law that allows her office to prosecute the woman for involving the child. Pirro says she plans to write counsel a letter to urge them to change that.
The search is now on for a suspect after a shooting related to a gas station robbery in Prince George's County. Seat Pleasant police were called to an Exxon station on Martin Luther King Jr. Highway just before 5 o'clock in the morning. When officers got there, they found a man suffering from a gunshot wound. They say he was shot during the robbery. He went to the hospital and is in stable condition. 4 people are now in custody following a November shooting in Frederick, Maryland. Frederick County detectives alongside U.S. Marshals recently tracked down the final suspect, 21-year-old Curious Williams in Ocean City. Now, 2 other adults and a teenager are facing several charges, including attempted murder and home invasion. The alleged attack left a man hospitalized with multiple gunshot wounds.
A motorcyclist taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries after a crash in Lorton today. Sky Fox was over the scene on Richmond Highway near Giles Run Road. This happened around 4 o'clock. Other driver stayed at the scene. The road was closed for several hours. It has since reopened. 5 people rescued today after a boat caught fire on the Potomac near Haynes Point. No one was hurt. Also, no word on how that fire started.
A multi-state organized retail crime operation shut down tonight, but Arlington County investigators say the target was not high-end electronics or luxury goods.
Yeah, the suspects allegedly making off with tens of thousands of dollars, targeting Legos. Shirin Rajay joining us live tonight from Arlington with the latest on the Lego busts. Shirin.
Yeah, Jim, Angie, it is wild. I mean, we saw something very similar in Fairfax County a few weeks ago, but now Arlington County announcing the arrest of 3 suspects accused of stealing these collectible Legos, like franchises we're all very familiar with, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and then taking those very valuable pieces and then turning this into a profit-making operation that has spanned across multiple jurisdictions.
The suspect returned the items that they purchased for a full refund. And then the employees, when they further looked at the items, they realized that some items were missing. These were high-value, collectible Lego sets, pieces that were missing. The further investigation showed that these items that were missing, that the store reported missing, were actually being resold then on secondary websites. And that's what launched the full investigation.
Yeah, police say that these 3 suspects, Alvaro Adrian Vargas Serrano, Mauro Vargas Serrano, and Maria Ascension Serrano Urbas, are at the center of an alleged multi-state Lego theft and fraud operation. According to police, the scheme is linked to at least 29 separate incidents at an eBay storefront that generated more than $36,000 in these resales over a 12-month period. The case began to unfold after incidents at Target stores in Arlington and Falls Church, and also in Maryland. Maryland. One case involved 2 Lego sets worth more than $600, which police say had already been opened, stripped of high-value components, and then resold before being returned to store shelves. And this follows a separate Fairfax County investigation announced just last month involving nearly $10,000 in stolen Lego merchandise. Arlington County Police do believe that a lot of these cases are connected, and it highlights the growing resale market for collectible toys. Shoppers we spoke with tonight say the real eye-opener is how much money is involved in all this.
I'm not surprised at all, honestly. I mean, prices are up, everything's up. People don't have jobs, so they will get anything they can to resell.
These like big Lego sets are selling for like $500, $600, sometimes upwards of like $1,000. So I don't really see how like little pieces of plastic that you fit together and build things with are going for that much money, but they are going for that much money. So it's crazy.
Yeah, the suspects are now facing charges including racketeering and larceny. They are expected in court on Thursday, and investigators have not actually said if there might be more arrests to come. Guys.
Sharon, thanks. It's been more than 24 hours since the polls closed in D.C. for primary day. Several races have not yet been called, which includes the race for mayor on the Democratic side. This is a look at the latest results. Janice Louis-George still with a commanding lead. 3/4 of the vote counted so far. Kenya McDuffie is at second place with 36%. Louis-George has not claimed victory. McDuffie is not yet conceded, but after the first round of voting, the Ward 4 council member is looking positioned to go on to November as the Democratic favorite to become the next mayor of D.C. As for at-large council member, D.C. Shadow Representative Oye Oyelewa is leading the field with 34% of the votes. This appears to head for at least another round because none of the candidates are near the more than 50% threshold. And in the special election among independent candidates to replace Kenya McDuffie on the council, former council member Alyssa Silverman is leading with 55% of the vote. She's ahead of Donnie Crawford, who was appointed to fill that position earlier this year. We'll keep our eyes on that race and update you as it develops. And of course, the race for congressional delegate was called last night. Robert White with a big victory in that race there.